Hello, hello, hello. It's Fiona here, and I am on Women Winning with the World, winning with weight, wealth and wonder, because once you start sorting something out, everything else gets sorted out as well. Look, did you see what I've done? I've curled my hair today because I've always wanted curly hair and I've always had very, very straight hair. So I put a post up earlier on about if you had a fairy godmother, what would you wish for? I mean, it seems kind of trite to wish for curly hair, but we always want what we don't want, don't we? And what we can't get, what seems impossible for us. So I'm just playing with curly hair because I can, and just exploring the whole fact that when you do something differently, you feel different too. So like when you wear nice clothes, when you eat differently, when you go to different places, it's not always that you want to be going to the same place over and over and over again. Sometimes if you've got a value, like me, I particularly value adventure. That means like I like going different places, I like doing different things. These are what I call my missing nutrients, and often with ladies, they have got no idea what gives them fun, they've got no idea. So we end up turning to food. So this is a very good subject when we talk about sugar cravings and how you can break through sugar cravings, because it's not just to do with what we eat, as to how we can actually break through these sugar cravings and the ways that we eat and all the sort of the ways that we do all the stuff all the time. I had a partner, I must admit, he always parked in the same car park, he always went to the same restaurant, he always was, and I didn't realise at the time how bored I was, because I'm, oh no, let's go somewhere else, no, let's go to the same place again. I'm like, It wasn't until I understood my values and understood certain things about myself that I realised I need this in my life. I need adventure. I need to be with people. I need to be doing certain things. So sometimes you can get in a rut. You can get addicted, and you can get just lost in thinking that this is all that's available for you. For example, looking at sugar cravings, this is what we're talking about today, you get addicted. You get a little bit fearful of doing something that doesn't feel right to you, that feels different. So curly hair, going on the screen with curly hair, doing something different. You get addicted to doing things in the same way, the same patterns all the time. I've been drinking an awful lot of coffee lately, and I've got a killer of a headache today as I am preparing for my detox, real detox, which starts on Thursday with the full moon. Your body gets addicted. It gets used to what you are running it on. If you are running your body on sugar for fuel, it gets used to that, and it calls for it and it craves it. Now the thing is that not very many people realise, or maybe you realise and you never really, associated it with yourself, is that sugar has this high peak and then this big trough, and then this high peak and then this big trough. So as soon as you fill up with sugar, you feel, yay, I feel great, I feel energized, I feel comforted, and all the rest of all the things that sugar gives you, and then it dips massively. This is normally when the insulin is pumping through your blood and kind of going, oh my god, she's got too much sugar in her blood, and the insulin comes in, lowers that down, lowers it too low, and then you are absolutely starving again for the sugar. Now, because you've been so used to using sugar as fuel, even in any of the healthy yogurts or healthy food or bio food, people think, oh, I'm eating vegan, I'm eating vegetarian, I'm eating raw, I'm eating, packet foods or whatever, and they're all supposed to be really healthy. They can still be majoritively sugar on your system, and certainly when a woman hits a certain age, this does not work for her glorious, glorious body. When you hit sort of mid-40s, pre-menopause, perimenopause, those kind of things, and into your menopause, if you are relying on sugar for energy and you're not really moving very much, sugar's great, carbohydrates are great if, and not always, all the time, if you are doing a lot of sport, if that is your particular modality, if that's how your body is triggered, if that's how your body is set up, your body code, in other words. So if you're running on sugar for fuel and you always keep feeding yourself with the same fuel over and over and over again, it won't know to look anywhere else for the fuel, especially if you have stored an awful lot of fuel in and around your body, around your belly, ladies, around your bum, around your thighs, arms, things like that. It won't know to look there because you keep feeding it what it wants. Now, I'm talking today about how you break through that. So what I'm talking about here is if you keep feeding your body the same thing, every time it cries for sugar, you give it sugar. You're probably just thinking, well, I'm just eating normally. I'm eating healthily. I'm eating, vegetarian, organic food. But a lot of it is full of sugar. Even certain vegetables, root vegetables, like carrots and potatoes and things like that. I mean, parsnips, massive amounts of sugar for a lady who maybe doesn't exercise very much. Walking does not sort of like burn all that off. And especially if you're eating 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch and dinner, it maybe is too much for you. Sugar is a very quick fix. It produces a quick burst of energy and then it is gone. A bit like when you used to say you went to a Chinese restaurant and like, I'm starving after like half an hour. That's what sugar is, and there's an awful lot of monosodium glutamate in Chinese food, lots of sugars. Anyway, that's what that's all about. And the producers of food, snacks, processed food, convenience food, ready meals, they know it, and they have pumped their food full of sugar, which is so addictive. And we, bless us, cannot get on it, cannot get off that particular hit, that craving, because it just tastes so good. And it has so many other really, reasons why we love that kind of food, because it's so flavoursome. Again, lots of monosodium glutamate and things in there as well. And it's ticking the boxes, and it's filling us up on not just a hunger level, it's filling us up on another level as well. So even if you're filling yourself up and you've had a really big meal of sugar, sometimes afterwards, after a very short space of time, you'll think, I'm still hungry. I still want something sweet. I still want something else. And your mind and your body are addicted to this, this high and this low and this high and this low. Not to mention the fact that insulin has lowered your blood level down after maybe quarter of an hour or 20 minutes. And that's why you feel you're hungry. Even though your belly's full, you think, oh, my belly's full, but I'm really feeling hungry. It's because your cells in your body are craving sugar. Now, the hormone insulin is there just to lower the blood sugar level. Bless it, it does a lot of good for you. Now, I had a client who lost 5 stone, 5 dress sizes, just by making sure that she knew when she was hungry, what she was eating, and she had to go 0 sugar for a while. So no potatoes, no carrots, no root vegetables, no rice, no cookies, no candies and all the rest of it, no alcohol, no fizzy drinks. But the results were remarkable, and she was looking for results. She paid me to get results. So she went to her daughter's wedding and she looked fabulous in the dress that she had wanted to wear. She told me about 2 weeks before that she was going for the fitting, and I said, just hang on, don't get it yet, because you're going to be another size lower. And she was, but she went and got the dress and she had to get it refitted because she was already another size down. And this was her on her journey about halfway through. When she'd lost all 5 stones, she was that was her goal. She went to America and she was on the stage and she was doing her leadership talk. And when she came off, somebody in the audience, a big audience, said to her, you look familiar. Were you here last year? Were you talking about it? I said, yes, I was. She said, no, it can't have been you. She said she was a thick-set lady. And she said, your hair's the same and your face is lovely. It's different, though. You look different. And Valerie said, well, yeah, it was me. I've lost 5 stone. 5 dress sizes. She looked completely different, but she held herself differently as well. She was up on stage and she didn't need to cover an inch, She wasn't in her big scarves and cardigans and jackets and things, because she just felt great in her body. She'd found her body code, and she'd found out what really, really worked for her. So we not only altered what she ate so that she was on zero sugar, but we also altered how she ate. so that she got very aware of when she was hungry, because it's not until you're hungry that you realise that certain hormones are being released then by your body, leptin, growth hormone, things like that, that help you access the fat cells. So to break through the sugar craving, sometimes we have to go through a little bit, like I'm going through today, a little bit of a headache, doing something different, curling your hair. That doesn't help you lose the weight. But doing something different, like coming on screen when you've got curly hair, you've got to allow yourself to break through the bit that you're addicted to. And once you know that that's the addiction, oh yeah, well that must be the insulin going around because it's really lowered my blood sugar level. There's just certain things. There's a couple of very specific things that you can do which allow you to access the fat cells. Stop giving your body what you've always given it. Let it learn where else to get the fuel that it needs. Unknowingly, you're probably feeding your body definitely what she doesn't need, what she doesn't want. I realised, and all my clients have realised, when we came off the sort of the sugar addiction, we just weren't as hungry. We'd eaten something, it's like, oh yeah, I'm full. And we just weren't hungry anymore, weren't hungry for the same things. We just had a very satisfied feeling. We didn't have that need to go and fill up on more sugar afterwards, like to carry on eating desserts and things like that. Just feeling more satisfied. Also, our energy wasn't spiked and we weren't so irritable, especially if we didn't get that sugar spike. We were just, gosh, calmer and easier to be around, and we weren't looking for drama, and there weren't problems landing in our laps that we couldn't cope with, because we just felt so much better about ourselves. I mean, on the inside, not just to do with what we're feeding ourselves, but we felt better on the inside because those sugar spikes had kind of gone. We'd dissolved them. And so many people say to me, I just don't have those cravings anymore, Fiona. I don't have those. Even, processed food like nuts or crisps or something, they still come under the banner of sugar because they're still using root vegetables. So even if you're eating healthy, it can still be a sugar in your system. And some people's bodies really react to sugar. And if you've been having an awful lot of sugar, I've spoken to several ladies who've gone and done tests for their gut, and they have no good gut bacteria in their guts whatsoever, and that's probably why their bellies are so swollen. Well, that is why their bellies are so swollen, because the gut bacteria is reacting in a certain way. So the other thing really to access your fat cells is to leave a longer pause between meals. And I know this about detoxing, that you do not want your digestive tract, your colon, to be solid. You really want it to be pliable, and for the peristalsis to be able to move the food along the digestive tract. So leaving a pause between meals allows that food to be digested. 85% of your energy is taken in digesting your food. God, you could just spend so much more energy doing something else. I heard that Prince Charles doesn't eat lunch because he says it's a waste of energy. Well, yeah, exactly. So perhaps, one of the meals that you might have a longer pause before you start eating would be your breakfast. Maybe you want to leave a longer pause before you eat breakfast. Many people are fearful that if they don't eat breakfast or they skip a meal, that they're going to be starving. But when you eat the way that I'm suggesting that you eat, you are not hungry. You actually know when you're hungry, and you're actually eating less. But you've got access to really the best fuel ever, which is the fuel stored on your body and the fuel that you're now putting in your body to digest. So your body's getting used to looking for fuel in a different place. Your second fuel tank is up and running, so no longer are you running on sugar. So a pause between meals, absolutely brilliant, allows your body more energy. It's finished its digestion, and it allows your body to sort of start the hunger feeling process, which releases the leptin. One of my clients, she's lost about 10 dress sizes now. She just found that she wasn't hungry at all when she'd altered her food, which matched where she was hormonally. So we just had to do a little bit of a hormone test for her. she could go much longer between meals. She's like, Fiona, I missed breakfast and I missed lunch the other day because I just wasn't hungry. And then I ate. But then do you know what I did? She said, I ate the most delicious, fulfilling meal. And because I'm eating less, I can afford to spend more on what I really, really want to eat. And I'm enjoying my food so much better. It's just a completely different journey. I'm not eating for the sake of it, like, oh yeah, well, I suppose I ought to eat. It's breakfast, so I'll eat something. Eat what I normally eat, toast and jam or whatever. Lunch, well, I better have that and boiled egg and toast. Dinner, better eat something, and you're having what you normally eat, but 3 meals a day. Putting a longer pause between your food really, really helps. She also got to know her body extremely well, not just when it was hungry, but when it was thirsty, and what she really enjoyed eating. She's like, oh, why have I been eating that all these years? I don't really like it. So her eating changed, the way she ate changed a great deal. Breaking through the sugar craving itself takes about 48 hours. The first 24, you might have a few symptoms like, if I don't have any energy, I feel really, really tired, which is great. So go and rest. Your body is just looking around to see where else the fuel is. So 48 hours, your body stops waiting for sugar and it starts looking somewhere else for the sugar in your body, the fat that it can use. It's not using sugar so much, but it's using the fat in your fat cells for fuel. So now it's got actually into accessing your fat cells. And now this is when the magic happens. This is when the magic happens. And it takes, if you eat sugar again, it takes 72 hours to leave your system. Remarkable, eh? 72 hours for your body to stop looking for sugar again. It's one of the first things that the body recognizes as fuel, is sugar. But the second one is probably protein and fat and things like that, and roughage. And you can get an awful lot of fuel in your body from things you've never considered. It's just, I'm asking you just to consider things in a slightly different way. This is when the magic happens. And when you allow yourself on this particular journey, on this particular process, I call it like a home retreat, like I'm doing this week. So I've given myself a long lead up before I do a full detox. I've prepared my body. It knows now that it's not looking for sugar for fuel, because I've come off sugar and I've come off caffeine, and that's why I'm getting a bit of a headache today. So you really do it gently. So many ladies came to do a detox with me, and they would confess that the week before they binged, because their body was in panic mode, because they hadn't set up their mind. Their body was like, oh shit, you're going to not eat anything. Quick, get as much fuel in as possible. And you wouldn't believe that your body did that, but it does. And it makes you crave, I've had it this week, it makes you crave all sorts of foods that you don't normally eat, because it's terrified that you're going to starve it. So this is just getting your mindset and your body in the right place. I've put together a retreat home program, which is a 4 weeks. So prepare your body to do a detox, and then go into the detox when you're really helping your digestive system work really, really well, so that it can access the fat cells. And then the weeks after, when you're learning how to pilot your body, how to eat, follow the menus, get the support, find out when you're triggered to eat certain foods, and how you can overcome that. And I've done this because you need the support, you need the SOS calls, and you will have significant weight loss, but you will just feel significantly more healthy and better in so many different ways as well, so much more energy. I remember when I first did this in Thailand, I was like, how come I've got so much energy? And I've not eaten anything for 3 days. Having high fibre shakes, green juices, those kind of things, which is the full detox. It's the full whammy. So I've done this home retreat package purely for that reason, to set you up and set you off on a fabulous, fabulous course, so that you get to know your body sugar-free. You get to know what it feels like, and just have it feel the best ever, and then make choices, different choices that match your body code when you come out of the detox, taking your enzymes, taking your probiotics. And I'm happy to teach anyone about how to make fermented food, natural probiotic food, because it helps your gut 100%. So this is how we break through the sugar cravings, so that you're not overwhelmed by sugar cravings anymore. Because they're ruining your life, they're ruining your energy, they're ruining your looks, they're ruining your skin, they're ruining your digestion, and they're not making you happy. And there's an awful lot of people out there who are depressed just because there are so many things going on in their body that the cells cannot cope with. It affects you mentally as well. I had a lady who was just a sugar junkie. Again, she had no gut bacteria that was supporting her, but she was so moody and volatile, and then depressed, and then high, and then low. This is how sugar affects your body. It will be at some point recognised as a drug. So I know that, you know, my kids are addicted to it, and they have had periods of coming off it, and they feel better, but with their lifestyle and everything and all the kids, but they're aware of it, and that's all I'm worried about, is that they get aware of it, and then it's their choice how they carry on with their life afterwards. Socially, it's difficult for any of us to sort of come off sugar, but when you know how you feel so much better, then you start making different choices for yourself. I am Fiona Robertson, I am a body whisperer, and I am your body renewer, helping you come off your cravings, your sugar, accessing the fat stores, and just helping you to feel absolutely fantastic in your body every single day, to start feeding your soul all those missing nutrients as well. So lots and lots of love from a curly hair today, and I'll see you again this week. I think I might take you through the exercise to tell you what the deeper meaning is behind your cravings. I'll probably do that Thursday or Friday. Stick around, have a great week. Bye, ladies.